Hello and welcome to Access Paranormal, and tonight we have got a really good friend of ours come to talk to us, and it's Gail Hughes. And Gail's known us for 20 years, and obviously Marie's with me for the first time in ages, Marie.
I know, busy bee me.
And not only that, although we're talking to Gail most of the time, we'll be throwing loads of questions at her, and if she doesn't finish talking at the end of the show, I'm just going to cut her off.
We'll cut her off slowly.
But the room we're in is pretty haunted.
Yeah.
And what we've done, we've set a couple of items around, haven't we?
Yeah. We've had a few experiences ourselves, but I don't want to mention those because they have been mentioned in the past.
Yeah.
And we're just going to have a nice chat here, aren't we? Because at last we've got Gail. We finally got her.
But I'm going to sit back for the first couple of questions because you've known Gail for a long time, a lot longer than me.
I think we were all known from the same amount of time.
Oh, have we?
We all joined at a similar time, 2010 was it, or 8?
No, it was before
2008. Yeah, when we joined. And we joined a paranormal group and we all went to it, but neither of us knew anybody.
We were just starting out on something, our new adventure, and that's how I think we all met then.
Yeah, because I think our first one was Newton, wasn't it? We went from Newton Willows. I don't know if you went to that one, Newton Willows community.
Nottingham Go was my very first one.
Which one?
Nottingham.
The Galleries of Justice.
Galleries of Justice. Oh, God,
that was my very first one. Yeah.
That's when I seen that girl walking through the wall when everybody said, So that was that one. But I'll tell you, let's find out, because we all know how you got into it, Jamie. We know how I've got into this. Let's ask Gail. How did she get into this? What was your first experience, Gail?
Right.
It was quite young, if I remember you telling me.
Yeah, it's when I was a baby, but I don't remember a whole lot of it. I just got told as I was growing up. One particular one was when I was about, they say I was about 15 months old, 18 months old.
Yeah.
Just barely walking. And my mum and dad lived in Rainhill, and my nan and granddad lived in Prescott. And I was always trying to make my way back to Prescott for some reason. And one day, my nan heard this little knock on the door, and I was stood there outside the door, and she said, "Who's brought you? Where's your mum?" She thought my mum was hiding behind the wall.
Yeah.
She, "Oh, come on, come out now, come on, darling."
And you're there knocking on her door.
Yeah. And she's gone, "Where's your mum? Where's your mum?" And she's, "Who brought you then?" And I'm like, "The lady." And I'm like, "Lady." And I just wanted to go in.
And you were just pointing at a lady?
Yeah, I was just like, "The lady," and I just wanted to go in. And she had to look around. She said, "Can't find her mum." So she said, "I brought you in." And then she said, "I phoned your mum. Your mum was still at home in Rainhill." I went up, I put her down for a sleep, and she's gone. Where is she? She's here. How did she get there?
Oh, so your mum put you down for a sleep? Yeah. And next you knew, you turned up at your nan.
I turned up at my nan's in Prescott.
Knocking on her door.
Yeah, I would have had to cross.
So let's see, how many miles would that have been?
I don't know, but
2 miles.
3 miles, wasn't it? Yeah.
3 busy
Can I just ask,
Wellington Road.
How old were you then, Gail?
About just 15 months to 18 months. No,
was just walking.
Oh my God.
Just walking,
just after walking.
toddling, walking.
Yeah.
And they said you were still in nappies, just like walking. Got your own feet now, you can walk. Yeah. And I crossed that busy Warrington Road, which has always been busy. And then Stony Lane by Wiston Hospital.
Yeah.
Very busy, but being by
it's always busy.
And then there's another road where it's like Shore Lane. Now that's pretty busy.
Yeah.
Like leading up to my nan's house.
Yeah.
And then she after this, she asked the neighbours, "Did anyone see anyone bring Gail here?" No one seen this. Yeah. Somebody must have seen a toddler. Somebody must have seen a baby on the main road. And
of course, because the traffic, if they'd see someone, they would do something
about
baby.
It. They go, "Oh, like, you would like mum to the baby, wouldn't you?"
Yeah, so what happened when she got you in from the front door?
She phoned your mum? She phoned my mum.
Yeah.
My mum said she put me down for asleep. And then she said she's not there. I just told her she's here. She's here with us. No mobile phones in them days. It was just like your house phone.
Yeah.
And I was there, and she said, "Who's brought her?" I don't know who's brought her. I've asked the neighbours, and I've asked Gail, but asking the baby, she keeps saying the lady. And all the time after that, I was talking about this lady. I was chattering away to this lady all the time and singing and laughing, And my mum said she's got an imaginary friend, but she's a bit too young to have one. But as I was growing a little bit older, she's still got this imaginary friend, and I kept saying, she's not a friend, she's a lady. She's not a little girl, she's a lady. And I couldn't describe. Every time I described, my mum kept saying, oh, no, it's just an imaginary friend. And my nan was going, maybe she's saying something, because my nan is psychic. She read the tea leaves and she did all that. Maybe she's saying something. Maybe she is.
And so really, that somebody's brought you there.
Yeah.
And led you the way.
Yeah. Maybe out on the road and she's like
going across all those roads at a 2-year-old is just
I wasn't even
less than 2. So under 2, going. Some other people must have seen somebody at the side of you or something, because walking all that way and crossing the roads, they would stop, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So didn't see nothing.
So that is quite...
It was a lovely sunny day as well, so everyone was out doing the gardens, cutting the hedges in my road, there when we ran.
And obviously you were too young to remember how you got there anyway.
Yeah, well, I just said the lady, she asked me a question, she just brought you, lady. And they always related to different things.
Because at that age, to get from where you lived to your nan's, you would have had to have a really good memory, especially 18 months old.
I know.
You'd only just started to walk.
But I've also, after that, I started phoning me nan. And a lady was in the background, so she said, put your mum on, I can't understand what you're saying. And I said, the lady, it's the lady, I put the lady, I get the lady. The lady must have phoned the number for me, nan.
Yeah.
So
for me to get in touch with my nan.
So your nan could hear the lady?
Yeah. There was a reason for that, but I'm not saying why.
Okay, that's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
That's private, and I'll probably...
Yeah.
I think you know. I think Marie knows.
Yeah, if you don't want to say it on there,
that's
that's
private
fine.
at the minute.
No problem.
So maybe like I wanted to get in touch with my nan that much that she helped me. She dialed the number and gave me the telephone, and I was like chattering away. She's going, Gail, is that you? Put your mum on, she was saying. Put your mum on.
And you kept saying the lady.
Yeah, she said, your mum dialed this number and all that. And, she's like, not getting much of it a toddler, because it was like getting bigger then. I was like 2 and 3 and wasn't getting much out of me, but this lady still existed. My mum used to like laugh, think, oh, it's just an imaginary friend.
Right.
But then one day, years later, to cut a long story short, there was other stuff going on. And my nan got this big case down from in the attic, and we were looking at old photographs.
Right.
Passing them round, oh, this is your great this, and your great auntie, and you know, all these
your family history.
There was one picture, and I said, Nan, and I was about 6 then. I could speak and know things. There's the lady, and she's looking at it, and she said, that's my mother, your great-grandmother, and that's the only picture I've got of her. It was taken out at my nan's wedding, and that's the only picture that she's got, and that was her. On this,
so that's the person,
and that's the same lady.
Wow. Do you think, or does your mum know if she had psychic abilities or anything?
No, she never did.
Not felt anything?
No.
So then, was your mum like that? With psychic abilities?
My nan.
Your nan?
Yeah.
So it missed your mum out and gone back and gone to you, so it's like missed a generation sort of thing.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
so I don't know how that works out, no.
Yeah.
So my nan was all into that, like reading tea leaves and, and telling fortunes and stuff like that. Yeah. So she knew that something was going on, but my mum wouldn't have it.
Yeah.
She was like laughing.
In denial.
So much in denial. She used to call me aunt, oh, you're a witch, and now you've got another one now. 2 witches. There's 2 witches now. I'm still alright, because you don't know anything.
But in them times, that years, you couldn't turn around and say you were into the paranormal. You couldn't say
you were in the
60s. Because people think you were very strange. I mean, people think that now at times, but back then it was like, don't say nothing because you'll be.
Yeah.
So when did you ever stop seeing your nan at a certain age or anything?
Well, I did. Yeah, right. As soon as I discovered this woman on this picture was dead. Oh God. I had nightmares. I didn't want to see her anymore. She used to come and sit with me in the bedroom.
So you wouldn't have thought that she was dead. You thought she was with you, and you was talking away to her as a normal person.
A normal person.
Wow.
Right. I was up to 6.
Yeah.
And when I discovered that this lady was dead, I just couldn't. I keep seeing a shadow out of there. I don't know whether you've just seen it then.
No, I just wondered why the door's open when I wedged it.
No, there's like a little shadow, but I don't know what it's like.
I wedged the door shut.
You shut the door?
Yeah, I wedged it. I said to
didn't
you,
notice.
Yeah.
Come in. Come and join us.
do you want to wedge the door again?
Come on,
Because it's a
open.
bit. I know. That's why I double locked. Because I wedged.
Oh,
I
so-
actually.
Did you really?
Yeah, I actually wedged it, and I said to you, there you have wedged the door.
It's jammed.
Oh, it's jammed to the floor as well. So press it. Can you see how it's a big
Yeah,
solid
it's
door,
shut now
and it
properly
wedges in? It actually, you have to push it to get it into the frame, don't you?
Come to take a seat with us. Must have liked the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come
So
and
if
join
anybody
us,
wants to
go
come and
I
join
want
us,
the
there's an
seat
extra
next to me.
seat here.
So this person has been with me on investigations, my great-grandma, but at that point, as soon as I discovered that this person was dead,
Yeah.
it scared me. I couldn't sleep with the light. I had to sleep with the lights on. I had to be taken to the toilet overnight. Anywhere in the
Because of the
dark. I had
fright
to
of
be-
it, yeah.
I was scared, so many years. And every time she approached me in the bedroom or anywhere, I used to pull the covers over my head.
Right.
And just lie there and wait till she's gone, go away. I was like, go away, and all
Yeah.
that. So I went through that. And then I was scared for quite a few years after that about it. But later in life, she came back. Thank God for that. Thank you. She has been with me on investigations before.
Brilliant.
I know when she's there, when she touches me in a certain
Yeah.
way, like she strokes me hair.
Right, yeah. I do get that a lot.
And like, when I'm not well, like, she strokes
Yeah.
me arms, and I know it's her touch.
Yeah.
Even today?
When I'm at home she does, but not here at the minute.
Not
no.
at this present moment,
No,
but
not
still up to
right.
today, you're still in contact.
But it took years after until I started going out on, it's like a little investigation, because everywhere was shush. No one had groups then. You just went somewhere, a haunted house. Everybody had a haunted house.
Yeah.
And when I was about 14, 15, we used to go to a haunted house, or houses what didn't have any people in it for a long time. So then I start things. It was scary sometimes, and then I asked for my great-grandmother to come back,
Right.
and she did in the end. She did.
When you was ready.
Yes, I'm so sorry about that, but I was so scared because a dead person
Yeah.
with me, and like a 6-year-old doesn't know. She must have known. And I
Yes.
thought, she's come back. I'm so glad about that, because she
Wow.
comes back like anything bad is happening. She's there.
That is so fascinating, isn't it?
Like things throughout life, because I've told Marie throughout
you
different things
have.
that I've gone through, and I've
Yeah.
said to Marie, great-grandmother's here again, and you know that.
So she must be there to protect you.
She is. And that's when she's with me, and and I love to bits.
Now moving on, sorry, it sounds like I'm cutting you off here, but
No,
moving on
carry
a
on.
little bit. It's okay. Wait, there was the car door shut, and I've got them on edge now because that door opened.
I know.
I don't like
But
to
do you
take me
know-
back to the doors.
Do you know when you were talking, I was just going to interrupt you, and I felt like a shadow come up here and
Really?
went, shh. So I
Really?
shut up then and let you talk, because I was going to say something about it.
Oh, right.
So I stopped, but then when I looked round, that door was open.
I see the shadow I see the shadow, and then you looked across.
Ah,
I seen it at the corner
right,
of my eye.
yeah.
I just seen something.
And I've just had a really big cold draft go across my
But something
legs.
came up here, and I kept looking up in that cell in between me and Gail, and I was going to talk, and I felt like while you told the story.
Oh, right.
And the room the
Yeah.
room we're in is actually one of my favourite rooms. What's haunted.
There's like quite a lot
You get
that's
a lot going on in
happened.
here.
Yeah.
Wow, so thank you.
So, going back to yourself, Gail, where you live now, you were telling us you actually live with ghosts or ghosts visit you or something like that, wasn't it?
I don't know these ones. I think these came when we was having something done with the place that I live. Like it's been ripped out, and there was a lot of work
Renovated
in and out,
and
in and out, and all of a sudden these people appeared that I don't even
Spirit
know.
people.
Spirit people.
Yeah.
Firstly, the first time that it happened was in the night. I heard this woman screaming really loud next to my bed, And I thought I'd left my iPad on in me drawer.
Yeah.
And my partner was asleep and he had to get up early hours in the morning. I was like, oh God, no, and I opened it up, he wasn't there. And as the screaming was going on, she started laughing really, really like a witch, sort of.
Right.
Like, you know, how they laugh, ha, 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 I've got you, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, who's that? You know, I said, who is that? Who is he? And, you know, he talked to, who is he? What's your name? I know, I'm going to go in the living room now. I thought she was a nice spirit, you see. So I took her in the living room. I'm going in the living room, you're coming in with me and I'll chat to you in there. Went in there, she didn't bother coming in, so I thought, right then. So this spirit, she looks like a human Annabelle. She's got like but blonde hair.
Yeah.
Her face looks like Annabelle. It's like round. It's got freckles all over it. She's got these big, like bluish, hazelish eyes. But she's like horrible. She's got a horrible grin on her face, and she leans over me and she like pulls at me hair.
So she's trying to intimidate you.
Yeah, she tries to intimidate and poke me to wake me up and shake me.
Wow.
She does all that to wake me up. She's horrible. She's gone now. And then she came with a man that was like, he was like a fattish man. Yeah. He came in, you know, he bald-headed. He must have been like in his late 40s, bald-headed, in a suit, a shirt, but like in a, you know, like a jacket and trousers. Yeah. And it was all in squares, but the squares was fluorescent.
Oh, okay.
So he used to like lean over me as well, and he used to take turns in like leaning near me.
And do you think it was to frighten you?
Yes, it did. Oh, yeah. I thought, I've never seen anything bad.
So did you have to ask them to go away? Or?
Yes, I did. I asked them to go away, leave me alone and all that, and saging didn't do nothing. Nothing at all. Saying the Lord's Prayer all the time, no. And then I kept waking my partner up in bed all the time, and he said, I actually heard them myself. I heard her laughing, and I heard him taunting you. And he's never heard anything, never. Right. He's always said, I can't see them and I can't hear them. Yeah. And this went on for like about 2 years, on, and all of a sudden he said, I heard her this morning. I was brushing my teeth, and he said, I heard her saying, hello, like, and he said, I just turned around like that, and I thought, uh-oh. And he said, I did as you say, ignored her. Don't pretend like you haven't heard her. Just pretend, like, just do your own thing and go about your own way. Don't even think of what she just said, because if she gets in your thoughts, then she'll just carry on and on and on. So that's how I've had to get rid of her. She's gone now, and so is this fella with a trilby hattie.
So you've had to ignore them. You've had to, as if you've not heard them and you don't know they're around.
Even though they're talking at me as well in bed and like
totally ignore it.
I'm like that I even put a blindfold on. Yeah. So I couldn't see them when I opened my eyes.
How did you cope with that?
Oh God, it's been absolutely terrible. It's really been horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're still living in the same.
Yeah. And there's a few left that still keep. There was a snoring man. I've got him on tape actually. Yeah. I've got a snoring man that used to lie in between me and my partner in bed at the back between us. And it sounds funny now, but it wasn't then. And he used to lie and snore like me, snoring noises. Well, my partner never heard him. I did, like loud snoring. And this person, this man, even when he's got up, this fella carries on staying in bed at the side of me. Right. He won't show himself to me. I just
Thank God.
I can hear, you must be. I said, I want to see him. And I kept saying, I want to see what you look like. Go on, let me see it. I said, you must be that ugly that you can't show yourself to me. And all that.
Yeah, I said, so you wouldn't show you the face?
No, he wouldn't show me. He let me hear him, let me feel him. You know, because he touched me and pushed me and did all that with me. And I said, like, if you're touching me, you're not allowed to touch me. I'm allowed to see what you look like because I want you to go. And with all the saging that I've done and all that, everything, he would not go. And now he just appears every couple of weeks now.
Still?
It's not as bad still. Yeah. And this has been about, how long has he been there? About 5 years now.
Wow.
How do you handle it? How do you cope with that? Because
I have to.
You have to.
I have to, because I've got to. I've got nowhere else to go. That's my home.
Yes.
And
It's your home
You
and
don't
not
have-
theirs.
I'm not theirs.
Yeah.
Have you ever looked into what was there before?
Yeah, it's Farmer's Field. There was a farm where the Windle, I think the Windle Arms, I think it's called, the Windle Hotel. There's a pub
Yeah.
not far from where I live.
Yeah.
And it's like fields, mounds and mounds of fields everywhere. So
Right.
where my property is in the middle of a field, so I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
Right.
Apart from that, I don't know.
Yeah, because it could be something from that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, because you know that it's easy to say it's quite a modern place, but it's what was there before it and
Yeah.
what happened there before.
And then once you've having things moved around, like, you know, like you said, you've had your kitchen taken out, this, that and the other, and you've been doing things up, that's when it all picked up again.
Yeah.
Well, that's what
Moving
happens.
things.
That's quite a regular thing
It
when
is.
people start
Yeah, disturbing.
disturbing.
Yeah.
That's when they come about. Sometimes they like it, sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I've got someone, just thinking about that, what you've just said, I know someone who might be letting us have an investigation at their place. And I don't know if you knew, the old Rainhill Mental Health Hospital with all the tunnels underneath.
Yeah.
Well, the tunnel ends up at one of the gardens and she can hear the voices.
Oh.
And they can hear them on the walls and everything. But they've renovated this property and they've started coming into the home.
Well, that'd be
Well, there's
interesting.
tunnels underneath St Helens everywhere.
There is.
So
Yeah.
these might have done exactly
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah, it could have been.
So,
Not in old-fashioned clothes.
like you're saying, yeah, once you start moving something or taking walls down or something in the home, like yourself,
Yeah.
with things being
But
done up and that.
I mean, the famous story of the Roman soldiers up in York what go through the wall,
Yeah.
and you can only see them from the
Yeah.
waist because the road was lower down.
Right.
And when they started doing stuff there, and they come across the Roman road,
Yeah.
and it was lower than where these people, it was lower down.
Yeah.
So the
they
reason
just
why they were
saw-
only seeing the waist is because they were still
Everything was
walking
still
on the Roman
lower.
road. So that's what could be happening
Yeah.
there. These people
Yeah.
still seeing what they had at the time.
But these are living out like in our time,
Yeah.
time. They're not like old-fashioned, dressed old-fashioned. They're just
Yeah.
okay, actually. They just don't look old-fashioned clothing or anything. They just look
That's
modernish, I think,
Yeah.
what they've got
So-
on.
Wow.
Think
How
of them.
modern do you think? Like the 80s, 70s?
Annabelle, she was like a little short, like a glittery silver dress,
Right.
like sleeveless and that. So that's not really that old, is it?
No,
She had her
no.
hair cut short, is short, and like
Yeah.
sideburns.
Yeah.
So that's not old. And then what?
How
what
interesting.
the others are like jackets and ties, and there's two old men. There's one like in a emerald green like suit as well.
Yeah.
Now he appears next to the bed still. He's still standing there. And this old man as well. Very tall old man, very angry. He's got his
Right.
arms by his side and he looks down at me, so I've done something really bad. He's like that.
Right.
Yeah. And I said, oh, leave me alone. I turn over and go to sleep. Leave me alone. If I turn over that way, he tries and pokes me a bit, like to try and get me up, and I think,
Yeah.
So yeah, I put
Let me
like,
sleep.
Yeah, I have to like section myself away from them, because if I let them know that they were bothering me, then they'd be there all the time.
Is there any of them that you've asked, who are you?
All of them.
All of them.
They won't tell me who they are, what the names are. All of them are different. They all come at
I
different
wonder
times.
if next time one of them come and say, I only let people into my house who I know and I
Done
know
all
the
that.
names.
Yeah, I've done all of it. They just won't go.
Wow.
I mean, even
So
really
that's
saging
not
even
gonna-
on a daily
Yeah.
basis.
Yeah.
I did for weeks.
Yeah.
Telling them to go, you're not welcome here. I didn't ask you to come into my home. I'm
right.
asking you to leave, and I've done all that.
I was just about to
Wow.
ask you, did you invite them into the house?
No.
And you just answered it by saying,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not welcome here. I've
Yeah.
said that. You're not welcome here. Leave this home.
Yeah.
This is a happy home, and I don't have spirits like you in my home.
I take it then with, all the experience that you've had and that you've asked him, what do you want?
they won't answer. They just carry on coming.
Does anybody else in your place,
not that I know of. I don't know. I've not really asked them. You just rather keep things
not
to
a
you quiet yourself,
conversation, is it?
don't you? Just
true.
rather just having all sorts of people in a flat.
Usually you wait for somebody to say, "Do you ever have any experiences with songs?"
You just.
If they wander through them walls to the next person.
They must do.
On like terraced houses.
Not long ago, like 2 weeks ago, I had two turned up that I've not seen before. 2 weeks ago, it was like I presume there were girls, because of the bodies. They were like, like a cat suit, and the tail and everything. The cat's face was like done in the whiskers and
so they were fancy.
Two of them,
dressed,
they came in. And they were touching my feet because I was turned over that way. They were touching my feet and moving the blankets, and I thought, I'm not, because I thought it was one of the other spirits, you see. So I just happened to turn around and they were there, and they both put their heads together near me. And I looked at them. I sat up in my head and went, "Get out, get out!" And you know what they did? They went to the door, and so instead of walking through the door, they walked, because it was opened a little bit because of the cat. They walked
through the opening.
They never walk through the door like you expect them to. They walk through. If it's open a bit, they'll slither through that way. And they went, and I've not seen them since.
Do you think you've got a portal in your house?
Yes, I do. I do. I still couldn't have so many. I thought, there's a portal here somewhere. I'm going around like feeling for because there's a draft. When there's a portal.
Or a colder pack. Have you ever used a thermal imager?
No.
You can borrow mine and try.
Thank you. I think thank you, Marie, because it needs finding this portal and to shut it. I've shut one portal. I found one. Right, there was a mirror. There's a mirror on the end of my wardrobe, and when my bedroom doors open, there's mirrors in the bathroom, which is opposite. Now, when mirrors attract, they can get out of them mirrors.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they can get out and come into your space.
From mirrors being opposite each other.
So when mirrors are opposite one another, you never have them in your room or anywhere. So that So since I found that out, I've moved one mirror away and just covered it up.
That's interesting.
And then it's eased off a lot.
Maybe
since then. So they're jumping all these mirrors, and I know it sounds like you can't go around saying things like this to people if they don't understand. But so a lot of that is eased off because of moving one mirror, so there's not double mirrors facing each other.
You know what I'm thinking?
No, but I'm getting worried.
Should we guess?
That we could try that on an investigation.
Two mirrors.
Two mirrors together.
We could. But we'd have to be very careful. If that's the case, we'd have to be careful because it's not our properties.
I never knew. I know a lot about paranormal, but I didn't know that until I was reading up how to get rid of these.
Well, that's interesting.
So that's you don't have mirrors, not even in one room.
You could do that with two scrying ones and two people looking in that one and looking in that one opposite each other. And see
we'll have to look into something like that.
Yeah, you could do it though. You could still have your two mirrors, but close it down at the end and make sure you close it down and cover both mirrors up. Just cover them up.
Because I don't want to bring anything
into it. That's bad.
We're guesting buildings.
Yes.
We don't want to bring anything into the building.
It doesn't really have to be in a building. We could do it outside.
Oh yeah, you could do it outside.
But we'll look into it and about closing it down. And
I had to read that because I didn't know anything. I know about scrying and stuff like that, but I thought, I didn't know that because that mirror's in the bathroom, double mirror, and if the doors are open, they're opposite to one another.
Right.
So since I moved one mirror and just kept the others.
That's very interesting.
It's easy and it feels a little bit lighter. It's only been about a month since I did that. Month-ish.
And it's
easy. I can feel it's not as... You can feel the earth's heavy, but it's
I understand what you're saying.
When you've been out, you won't even know when you come back in, you think, it's less light, less empty. Sort of. And when they're going to be there as soon as you open the door, but since I covered the other mirror up, it's a big mirror. And I've covered that up and moved it.
Well, that'll be interesting if we get some more houses like we might have.
And
to see where their mirrors are.
The derelict ones or...
You can take this mirror. You can take this mirror if you want. They might be in that. And
You never know. Yeah.
Yeah, they've got somewhere else to live then, haven't they? They'll like whatever.
Yeah,
Someone
that's
gone into that
interesting.
mirror, so you can take that mirror and use it. The others are stuck to the
We'll
wall.
have to
Well,
be
you
careful
could use that
and-
outside, I wouldn't use them
No,
inside.
we'll have to be
Yeah.
careful and find out what was in the mirror, what's gone there, and how.
Yeah, I had to sage the other mirror.
So,
I
yeah,
had
so we'll have to
sage
look
it
into that
and say prayers
so it's safe.
over the mirror, over
Yeah.
the mirror that's showing, because they've been diving into each mirror. So I
Yeah.
had to shut that one down as well, like cleansing.
Yeah.
So I can shut the other one down.
Yeah.
So that seems.
So that's
quite-
been done before. We know that.
I didn't know
cleansing
that.
No, I didn't know, but I know about the cleansing of the mirrors and
Yeah.
things like that. So
So that's yeah.
So when you go like on paranormal investigations, you've been on loads with us,
I know.
literally loads of them. Can you walk into a building straight away think, we're going to have a good night tonight, I'm sensing, or can you walk in and go, oh, there's somebody already here?
Yeah.
Can you? Yeah.
Yeah.
And where's that happened to you?
Well, one of the famous ones is like what's it? The theatre.
Oh,
So
Bake
there's a
Up
wait in there.
Theatre.
yeah,
I know what's gonna come out here.
yeah,
And Colwyn Bay, as soon as I walked in there.
Oh yeah.
As soon as I walked in there, like I got all these like little fingers, like.
What's the
tapping over my
Colwyn
back.
Bay one?
It's called I think it is called the Colwyn
I go
Colwyn
there?
Bay Theatre.
Yeah,
Have you ever been
Conway,
once?
Conway.
Conway,
Theatre,
oh.
Not Conway, Colwyn Bay.
Colwyn Bay, it's a
Colwyn
little
Bay, yeah.
theatre. It was an
Oh,
old
right.
Victorian
Yeah.
theatre.
I don't remember going there.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, it was a lovely place.
Yeah.
I'll have to look at it
And I
again.
got it as soon as I went in. I thought, oh, I know, but I'm in for a good night.
And then we was
tonight.
at, I remember the Bake Up Theatre one, because that was a biggie for everyone,
And
wasn't
then,
it?
like, since like a couple of years ago, I lost my life a couple of times. Bree knows about that, and then since then, I don't know if this is a paranormal story, but you can always cut it.
Okay.
Like, while I was dying, I wanted to go home. Thought I've had enough of everything.
This is when you was really poorly, wasn't
I
it?
was really, really ill,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
trying to save my life. I had quite a lot of things wrong
Yeah,
with me that was
yeah.
killing me all at the same time. And one day I thought, that's it, I've had enough, I want to go home. I said to my family, I'm coming home now. I want to come home.
Yeah.
And then what I remember is, I remember them shouting, like, I don't know what the nurses and that were doing, because it was like, they were shouting, and I thought I was going to sleep.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, I'm going to sleep, I must be going home, I'm just going to go with it.
Yeah.
So then I went with it, and what happened is I just stood there. It was like countryside, and it was like there was like hills and trees, and there was like a little little river thing with like a bridge, and the colours were like just different to what we see them. Like the green was green, and the water was like
So they
moving,
were
like something
very
of
vibrant.
Disneyland, you know, when it has like the fantasy
Yeah.
thing, and I was touching the water and that, and I was going, oh, look at this, and I seen my nan and my granddad, and they brought me up as, you know, as mum and dad, really, and I seen them and I run to them, and I spent some time with them, and I heard all this noise in the background, everyone was laughing. Everyone was laughing, there was music and everything. They said, what's everybody doing? They said, you're not ready to go and see them yet. They're saying, you're not ready
so
to
this
go and
was
see
with your
them.
nan and granddad, you could hear all the music and everything. Yeah.
Said, you're not going ready to see them. And I thought, oh, they want me to speak with them first before we go over there.
Yeah.
So I was walking with them and chatting. We sat by the bank of like this little stream or whatever. I was playing in the water, and I was enjoying it, and they were chatting away to me. I can't remember what we talked about, but I remember enjoying it. I was laughing.
Yeah.
And then they said, right, Gail, it's time to go. And I was like, I haven't had a chance to go over there with the others yet. And they said, it's not your time to go over there. I said, but you promised me that I could go over there.
Yeah.
They said, it's not your time, Gail. You've got to go now. You've got to go.
Right.
I said, no, I don't want to go. I was like, no, how could you do this to me? No.
Yeah.
And they walked me to this little bridge, and they said, just walk across the bridge, and then you'll be where you're supposed to be, but you're not ready for over here yet.
Yeah.
And I was like so upset, I really was. And I gave them a hug each, and I kept holding on. They said, Gail, it's not your time, I want to stay here with you. I kept saying that, and they were saying, no, go on, and trying to like push me across this bridge. I said, I don't want to go, and I kept running back to them, having another hug. I said, I don't want to go. I was crying, I was really upset. And he said, go on and we'll wave to you. And I walked across the bridge and I turned and I waved. And I walked a bit more and I waved. And I turned around again and I waved. And then I just turned around and I went. And the next minute it's like they were putting like the
You were
padding
back
on me. Yeah, they were
Right,
putting
so you was back in your hospital bed.
yeah, like, woo, like, and so like a suction. It was like, woo, like.
So was it the pads that...
Yeah, they were like bringing me back with me heart.
What are they called?
The pads, yeah.
Defibs.
Defibs,
Yeah,
that's
like
it. They were like
yeah.
doing that, like suck, like. But I'd been crying as well because I didn't want to leave my nan and granddad.
So they were
And
trying to save your life and bring you back.
Yeah, they thought it was credit. Oh, you've got your back. And there's a nurse like wiping my eyes. And she, you're back with us, you're back with us. I thought, oh God, no, no. Like sort of like, well, I'd just been brought back, oh God, no. And it was like dead noisy in the operating theatre and that. And it's really, or wherever I was. So it just, I still remember that.
I can imagine.
Wow.
And I
That's like an out-of-body experience
it is,
in a way.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's a paranormal experience, but I don't know whether it's...
That is
Oh, no, it's
perfect what
definitely,
we
it's
What I
want.
definitely an
cherish and I think
experience.
of a lot.
Of course.
Yeah, I think anybody would cherish that.
Because you know what, my nan and my granddad fell out years before they died. They just fell out with each other and they had me speaking between them. Nan said this, Granddad said this, Nan said this. I said, why don't you just speak to each other? They just fell out with each other. And they were just the best of friends. They were holding hands again. And everything was lovely again.
They say all's forgiven, isn't
Well, it's
it?
forgiving, yeah, they do.
Yeah, of
And
course.
that, over the other side, all the laughter was like probably my family.
Yes.
And I wasn't ready to
So
go
you
to
could
bed
hear
yet.
it, yeah.
Yeah, so I couldn't see them. They took me to a little bit of a part of the little... Because they know I like water, anything to do with water, and I like country, and they took me that bit to make me relaxed while they were working on me.
That is
the
amazing.
nurses
I mean,
and that.
how many people would like to spend them few extra minutes with the
God,
one that they
I
love,
would do it
or
again
sit
and
on
again
that
and again.
bench to just speak to your dad or your mum one more time,
God.
just to have, you wouldn't it?
I know.
And you've
But I
had the
believe you
pleasure
will.
of that,
Yeah.
and that's amazing.
Well, since-
I've always said, I believe you will, and that experience you've had before.
What was
I've
that?
just moved the chair.
I'd moved then, was it that?
I moved on my chair, look.
Oh yeah, we both moved at the same
Right,
time.
go on,
then.
do
Probably not.
you moving?
Was it that? Was it that?
No,
Listen.
it was the door. a
No,
squeak-
listen.
No. Ah, that's it.
There you
That
are.
was Jamie then.
Was it there? It was that other noise then. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
just debunking it. It was me with me creaks. It wasn't me bone, it was
Right.
the chair. But Gail, we were talking about some of the places you've been to with us, and
I go on my own. I've been on my own and all.
oh, okay.
But it's much safer.
don't need to
No, I
go
love
through,
going with
you
you.
know.
I know I love going with you.
No, I know.
But
So you mentioned one before. Was it Breakup Theatre? You
Oh,
had an
Breakup.
experience of
Yeah.
We
Breakup.
had a lovely experience there, didn't
Yes,
we?
we did,
Didn't we,
yes.
Jamie? We have told this story once
Yeah, we
before.
we don't bring that part up.
Yeah, because somebody was stood in front of the camera for being the evidence. Who was that, Gail? Jamie.
Until the day we die, we have to tell everybody about it.
I'm just nipping the loop.
Oh, God.
Funny though.
So
that,
we
isn't
have told this story a few times, but
It's
it's
a
one of our
memorable one of,
favourites. When we're getting Jamie back, it's so memorable.
But why I think about it is because she met me from the beginning, from the doors that I went in.
Look, this
Until I
girl,
was
you
leaving.
know, this lady was called Maria, wasn't she?
Yeah,
Maria.
yeah. She was a dancer.
A dancer,
on
yeah.
on the stage itself.
So briefly, we all was separated in different areas
Yes,
of
we
Breakup Theatre.
Mhm.
You was on the table with, if I'm not mistaken, Linda Mee. Was it Donna?
No,
No.
it wasn't. It was the lady that used to give a lift to.
Hazel.
No.
Yeah.
A young, I think she's from Huyton Way.
Oh, Kerry.
Kerry.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
So it's Linda, Kerry,
yeah.
and yourself. Was there somebody else? Or
No,
was there
it
three?
was the end of the night. You'd all
It
gone
was.
to like pack away the stuff.
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff like
right.
that.
Because we got told we had to be
Yeah.
out at 2 o'clock.
Yeah. So
And you was the last people
Yeah.
not moving. Everybody piled in this room because of what was
Yes,
happening on the
Three of
table.
us just sat there.
Yeah.
And said, and I said, come on, we'll do the glass. So the glass was there, and we were all, tired because it was like
Yeah.
4 in the morning or something like that. We'd been
Yeah.
at it, doing it for a long time, and it was like the other two was like doing it. And I was like...
Yeah,
I
so
just
they were
started
doing the
watching.
glass work
Yeah,
and
they
you
were
were
doing the glass
watching.
work. I'm not getting much off this.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not... Nobody's answering. So as soon as I put my finger on, I spoke to her beforehand. I said, Marie, if you're here, please, I'm going to have to go now. I have to say goodbye to you. I've really got to go.
You actually said that out loud as well later on as well. Yeah.
Oh, right, I did to make her do that.
Yeah, that's
so,
right.
So I said, Marie, I'm going soon. I want you to say goodbye. They're all packing the stuff up. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I'm going to have to say goodbye to you soon. And I don't want to leave you. So just as soon as I put my finger on, and then the glass started moving.
Yeah.
And everything I asked, I said, Marie, is this you? Yes. And then it was like, they were like that, going, oh.
You were just asking loads of questions to find out about
her. I said, you've been with me since, like, as soon as I walked in here, you was there. You was touching me, and she was going, yeah, is that you? Yeah. And I asked her everything about her, that she was Marie. I think she died in 1935, and she had 3 children. She was a dancer on the stage. And I said, I used to say, she showed me how you dance. This is her before you got locked up there. And she twirled.
And the glass was twirling, wasn't it?
The glass was like twirling around on the things, and then asking her questions again. Yeah. And everybody was like piling in then, thinking,
this is at the end.
I didn't even want to leave her because I just knew her from all.
And they kept saying, Gail, we have to go now, Gail, we have to go.
And I thought, I don't want to
leave.
And
the other 2 stood up from the table. Yeah. And you goes to the table.
One last twirl.
You goes,
goodbye.
Maria, give us one last twirl, goodbye. And we all seen it. The glass lifted 2 to 3 inches off the table, no one touching it, and it twirled round and went down. And we all goes, oh my God, thank you. We've got it on camera, And then what happened? We turned round, Jamie is stood in front of the camera, full on. The camera didn't catch anything only the back of Jamie's.
What camera? The one behind you, Jamie.
Oh, God.
Oh, did he get it? No.
Yeah, there must have been about 15 of us, 20 of us in that room.
Come to the end of the show.
But that was magnificent because how many people seen that and that
was
happening.
Amazing.
And we just thanked her.
She was with me all that time, though. She was with me all that time.
You seen it as well?
Yeah, I was in a good spot.
Yeah, you was in a good spot. You had one of the best spots, didn't you?
But
so did the camera.
One of the people in that group that was watching denied all knowledge of me seeing, speaking to, or, feeling the presence around me.
Was it a guy?
That night. Yes, it is.
Yes, I know exactly who you mean.
But it didn't matter.
Yeah.
It didn't matter because everybody else saw it.
And he watched and I thought, look, now I'm making it all up because I'm not. Yeah, so it happened. Yeah. So
I know exactly who you mean for that.
And I did say I will be back, and I've never been back.
You never know. We could go back.
I could go back. She will still be there, and she'll probably still remember me. Hopefully.
But you're not
sure
wanting to be forgotten, are you, Gail?
No, she just took to me. I think nobody else seemed to be getting anything in my group. Anyway, no one was getting nothing really. Nothing. But she was with me on the stage when we was on there. She was like, the other room.
We had a lot of table tipping on that stage and that, didn't we, as well, and things like that.
And the other place, which was quite good, and I went first, didn't I, for the first time, to the ancient Ram Inn.
Oh, yes.
God, and then we came back.
Me and you joined them.
We came back, didn't we? We were saying how good it was. We had to actually abandon that night because of the effects it was having on people.
Yeah.
But we rebooked it a month later because I knew John quite well then. I'd spoken to him a few times on the phone. A lovely man. Yeah. And I asked him, could we go down a month later? And he said, yeah, we'll fit you in. And when we went down, you 2 came. Yeah. It was me, you 2, and Hazel in the car on the way. Yeah. And I sat at the very back.
You did.
And I had 2 people sitting right in the seat in front of me.
That was me and Gail, chatting away.
There was another girl in there as well. Sat at the front with Hazel.
Oh, who was with Hazel?
She was a really nice woman as well. I just can't think of her name.
Was it Hazel's friend? Yeah. Was it the one with the ponytail? Who did all the gemstones and everything? Yeah, I know exactly who you mean.
She was a really nice lady.
She was, yeah.
But you 2 were in front of me, and I couldn't get a word in edgeways. I couldn't talk to anyone because you 2 were just like chatterboxes the whole way.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, you both fell asleep.
I did.
Then we woke up and started chatting about what we were chatting about.
Well, I was just about to say, I was thinking, oh my God, I've gone deaf. So Minnie had longer hair then.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh,
And
you
she,
tied
if you
to the
remember,
seats.
tied to the seat. So when she woke up, she went wrong and went backwards.
Yeah. So tired.
I literally just tied her to the seat. I thought, right, you've given me a hassle, so it's my turn. But the worst thing was, you both woke up and just started talking
As if we know.
as if you hadn't fallen asleep.
That's what I didn't say. Yeah.
If it had been an edited, I could have just edited the gap in between, and you'd have just continuous. But I mean, you went to I was going to say another place then, but you went to 18 Ram Street because of what we were explaining to you.
That's right.
And when you went there, Gail, how did you feel at the time?
The only place that it affected me. It affected me. I wasn't scared or anything. I really enjoyed every minute of it. It just like drained me full of energy. It drained me as though as though I'd been sucked through every bit of energy.
And gone.
But as soon as I walked out that door, and as I walked out, I got more energy. Walking back in again, it just drained me again.
We had we all went into the bishop's room, wasn't it?
Anywhere really.
Yeah, but where we fell asleep.
You could fall asleep anywhere.
We only went into that bed because there's a. What was he doing? He was like.
They said that it would be after women and stuff like that.
All right,
so
he said, I'll give it a go.
Yeah, I said, right, I'm going on the bed. You was on the other bed. Jamie was sat in the chair near the fire.
No, he wasn't there then when we went to sleep. No, he wasn't there. When I woke up, I heard Jamie's voice. I thought he was at home. Because it was dark.
Well, I was, because you fell asleep before me then, because Jamie came in and I knew he was sat there on the chair. So we all fell asleep. Jamie at the side of the fireside chair.
What are we getting the blame for this time?
The fireside chair was there was two people sitting in over there.
That's right.
Was here, and I thought, what's Jamie doing in my bedroom? I thought,
yeah. So you woke up startled and seen Jamie and thought, what the hell?
I opened my eyes, there's Jamie sitting in
but
You're giving me a bad name, you Gail.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
I was still waiting for this.
I haven't said it. I said, Jamie, what are you doing in your bedroom? I don't know what the other people was thinking. And you said, what, in your bedroom? We're supposed to be on an investigator. And you two were in bed.
You two?
I was in one bed, you was in the other, and he was sat on the chair near the fire at the side.
Oh.
Yeah, and we just sleep. I kept waking up and seeing, and then you was talking, so I was talking back to you, but Gail was still asleep.
It wasn't asleep though. It wasn't asleep. It's like as though
it's if you could hear people still coming and going. It was but it was an exhaustion that you got.
You've had a vaccination, and then you're really out of it. You feel like that. You drain. You just like flop
out of it.
But do you remember when we went into the barn area of that?
Yes.
And I had to leave, didn't I? Because Hazel was saying, Jamie, there's something near you again.
Yeah, you felt it.
On the table, I'll do it on this table, you're going to hear it anyway. On the table, you hear it. Like that. And I went, right, okay, I'll leave now. And when I left, nothing else happened.
But
and
you
Hazel
was feeling strange as well, wasn't you? You had to leave that barn so that you could feel better. But when you was outside, you felt much better than being in the barn itself.
But then Mike and Donna and that were there as well. There was quite a few people in there then.
Yeah, God, it was full.
I think because I think you came out, if I'm right, Gail, you came out about 10-15 minutes after me. And I said, how's it going? Because I was sitting with John then.
Right.
And I said, how's it going? And you turned around and said, nothing else has happened.
Nothing happened.
When you left, nothing happened.
I only come in after all that happened, and I thought, God, there's nothing going on in here. And you're all dead excited about something, thinking, wonder what you're all excited about. When you explained after, I thought, oh, I missed that, didn't I?
But nothing happened all night. Nothing really happened.
No, it was
only
quiet.
to you, and then that, how it affected me. Apart from that, nothing really happened. I wondered if I went again, would it do the same again? Would I have to go and see?
Not at their places.
And then we'd have an extra spirit because John will be there.
Yeah.
But he'll protect us because that's his home,
He was such a nice man,
He was
John.
he was a nice man.
He was always welcoming, and whenever I spoke to him quite a lot of times on the phone, because I felt, although a lot of people were going in the house, he didn't really have conversations with anybody properly. So I used to ring him up on every other week or something, see how he was and if everything was going all right and that. And
poor man used to shut himself away, didn't he?
Yeah, he used to hide himself away.
He was lovely man.
Yeah, because we were scared of sleeping up in his own bedroom and that.
He used to stay in that
little room.
Little room. It was like a dining area, wasn't it? Sort of thing. Yeah. But you know what? We've had all these stories and all these different things. And you know what? If we had your book, Jamie, your journal, what's out now, we could have gone back through these journals. I don't know if you know he's got a book out.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
really? I'll have to
So
get this.
it's
you threw me on the spot now, haven't you? It's
so it's
Paranormal Investigation Logbook and Journal.
Oh,
yeah. It's on
there's
Amazon.
50, you can log 50 different investigations in it.
So, and in that investigation, you can log the days, the times, people who come, who was in charge,
that's good.
the team, the moon on the night, the debunking part, a line, what's the
You can do
timeline on it.
of
You
videos,
can put,
audios.
there's
and
enough for putting results. So if you took a photograph or you've seen something on camera, you can write it down so you can go back and check it when you get home.
That's good. That's
So
a good
he's put
idea.
this book together of what we thought we would, he would need in his investigations.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And I'm saying if we would have had that way back then, how many books would we have had filled with
We've had
that?
a library.
A library of them. And this is where it's good because it tells you how much, what the telephone numbers you can put in to contact the people, you know, how to contact them, their email address or anything. It has a space for everything in this
great.
book.
But he knows more than me.
Yeah.
And at the back, you've got
Yeah,
a bit of advice if you're going on investigations
yeah.
and
What
prayers,
Like
prayers
prayers,
for protection
protection,
and
things like that.
Yeah,
yeah.
the Lord's Prayer is the one that we
Yeah.
should, that works a lot more.
Yeah, so how to close, you know,
That's a strong
close
one.
off and that.
And
Yeah, so,
carry on advertising, Emily. You're doing a better job.
all right. But, yeah, there we are, might as well.
Yes,
I am doing it at the same time.
Where's it
So
on?
I'm saying, it's on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
It's £10
Mm-hmm.
and it includes postage, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
And it's
good.
under Jamie Williams.
No, it's under
Obviously.
Jamie Michael Williams.
Michael Williams,
Yeah.
let's
I just put the Michael in
Yeah, it's not
So-
used it for age, but yeah.
because there's other people with
So it's
the same
Access
name, maybe
Paranormal,
so-
logbook and journal.
Yep.
And yeah, it's
And if you want to know which one it is, it's the one that's got like little grey stripes in the top left-hand corner.
yeah.
It's got a little section at the bottom left-hand at the front.
To tell you
on
what
the front
volumes
page, so you can
and
say
that.
what volume you're
If
in,
you're on volume
what
1,
date it
volume 2.
started, it, what
Yeah.
date it finished.
And it's got all little
And little
gravestones on the
gravestones
front, so it's
of it,
our,
yeah.
Everybody
it's
should
our
do that
symbol.
themselves anyway, really, to
Yeah.
what they thought about that invest themselves.
Yeah, so
And
there's
it's-
a place for debunking and everything in that.
Yeah.
So
And it's A4
A4 size, so it's a
book,
good
so
big
it's
size,
a decent
yeah.
size.
Oh, right then.
So the people who's obviously we've told our friends and that and the different groups and they've advertised it in their group and their group's gone and got it and everything. So we're having a good comeback
Yeah.
on it.
Well,
And
yeah,
that's only
huge
just
thank you to those who
Yeah,
bought it. I appreciate it.
you will because you know it's out there and it's successful and how useful it is for everybody.
Yeah, the only thing is I keep forgetting what it's called.
That's because you're on your second book now.
Yeah, don't mention the second.
Not mentioning that. But that's what I'm saying. If we would have had them from the very start, from 2008,
Oh,
can you
God.
imagine what we would have had booked and put in? So at last, I'm glad you got it out finally, because you've always wanted to do this book,
Yeah.
and finally you've put it together and done it.
Good.
So, yeah. So on that note, what else have we got?
I don't know. What else have we got?
What's the most, because we're coming towards the end of the show now, I think we've got about 5 minutes left, Gail. That's how much you talked, and you were saying, I'm a bit nervous about
I'll be
talking.
no good
You
at
haven't
this.
stopped.
As soon as I start talking about the paranormal, I can't stop. I can't do it for like a sponsor. A whole week of like that. And
So-
like, you know, when you fall asleep, oh, I'm glad did I tell you this one?
Yeah.
Gail.
Hello.
Before the end of the show, because I'll be saying goodnight before I even ask the question. What's the most scariest thing that's ever happened to you in a paranormal investigation or anywhere?
I don't think I've been scared anywhere, really.
Yeah.
Really?
She's like me.
It's like, oh my God.
All these things happen.
No.
I only have to look at myself in the mirror and I'm
It
scared.
does,
I think
honestly.
more like a home, really, because there's
Yeah.
all them and there's only me. And
Yeah.
I'm all going to get rid of them, but not really scared of them.
Yeah.
I think it's because I'm not showing I'm scared of them. That's why we can't do
I
it
understand that,
You
yeah.
know, some have only seen once or twice, they go, I can't frighten her and go to someone else.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
totally
what they've done, and
understand
I've never seen it before. They're all over me and touching me.
So what's the
and leaning all
most
over me.
interesting, maybe?
The interesting, oh God, there's lots of them. Don't start me on the interesting ones.
No, don't. She's only 4 minutes left.
No, no.
Well,
I don't
3
know.
minutes.
There's loads of interesting ones.
I remember you saying that your cat could recognise when they come into the house
Yeah.
because your cat would move away from you when
Yeah,
you
she
knew they were
does.
around you.
Like, she's asleep and she's not even, she's got her
Which
eyes
animals
open.
do, yeah.
And I'm say I'm reading, so my eyes are like looking, and I sense that I can hear him snoring, making snoring noises.
Yeah.
This person has even followed me.
And we're
on
talking about the
holiday.
person, not the cat now.
No, this man has followed me on holiday as well.
Oh, spirit.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
It took a couple of days for him to find me, but as soon as he found me, it was really worse than he's ever been before.
Freebies he's getting, isn't he?
I don't know who he is. I've got him on tape.
Yeah.
But all he does is make snoring noises right up to me.
Yeah.
But he's really, really loud. So if I put earplugs in, it's still really loud.
Yeah.
So yeah, she can sense. She'll come in the room. She'll open her eyes. She went, "Ooh, that's it. I'm gone. I'm not waiting."
The
So,
cat's
"Oh,
gone.
just leave me with him. Just leave me with him." You know. Yeah. She senses straight away. If she comes into the room, she looks, and if she knows that somebody's there, she'll just go back out again and won't bother coming back in. Like later on, I say, "Come on, it's all right. We're going to bed now. Come on, let's go to bed." No. I know what was in there before.
Oh,
So I have to carry, and she's like that.
Right,
So
claws out. Get off.
So she's like digging in and saying, "There's nothing here, look, see." And she's like looking around and say, "All right then, yeah." And then she'll get down.
Yeah.
But she just knows, even though she's in fast asleep,
She's on edge.
Yeah.
Oh.
But, I can just sense them there. You know, when you're asleep and you open your eyes, that's why I have a...
Well, you say they're sensitive, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Dogs
that was good timing, that, Gail, because we're coming to the end of the show
I
now.
only just started warming up.
Oh, dear God.
That was just like a warm-up.
Oh, my God.
Oh, right, I'm not
Before
started
he
yet.
is... Well, I've got to say, Gail, thank you so much for your
it's a pleasure.
stories.
I thank you
My
so
ears are
much.
getting a bit better now. They have been ringing a little bit. So from Access Paranormal, from Marie, from Gail and myself, we'll see you again next week. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.